November of 2004, Colorado voters approved Amendment 35, which increased the tax on cigarettes and other tobacco products by 64 cents. Increasing the price of tobacco is a population-based strategy that reduces tobacco use by youth and adults. Research proves that raising tobacco product prices is the single most effective way to decrease smoking rates in adults, teens, and children. For every 10% increase in the price of cigarettes, there is a 6 to 7% reduction in the number of children and teens who smoke. Not only do tobacco taxes reduce tobacco initiation and use, they also generate revenues that can be used to fund other health programs. In Colorado, 64% of tobacco tax revenues are used to increase access to health care for low-income families through programs such as CHP Plus and Medicaid. Another 16% of tobacco tax revenue funds local, regional, and statewide efforts to reduce tobacco use. And yet another 16% supports prevention and early detection and treatment of cancer, cardiovascular, and pulmonary diseases. The remaining tobacco tax revenue supports the state's general fund, old age pension fund, and municipal and county governments. And that's what success looks like. It has made and continues to make a measurable difference in the health and quality of life for many Coloradans. How did it happen? The story began in 2004, when a number of state and local organizations joined forces to combat the low cost of cigarettes and counter the social and economic burden of tobacco use. Many advocates, including Colorado's Tobacco Education and Prevention Alliance and the Colorado Children's Campaign, worked together to educate Coloradans in order to put Amendment 35 on the November 2004 ballot. A grassroots youth movement was part of the effort as well. Get Real, Colorado's youth movement against the tobacco industry, launched its Cheap and Deadly campaign to spread the word about the low cost of cigarettes in Colorado and the deadly consequences. Get Real Youth shared stats and facts and collected 4,300 handprints to represent the number of Coloradans that died each year from a tobacco-caused illness. 2 weeks before voters went to the polls, Get Real Youth held a press conference at the state capitol. Let's take a closer look at their role in this evidence-based success story.
Get Real is Colorado's youth movement against the tobacco industry.
Each handprint has a story.
90% of adults started smoking as children or teens.
Cheap and deadly cigarettes killed my grandfather, Roger Owen.
In June of 1999, my mother passed away. Her death could have been prevented.
Colorado has the cheapest cigarettes in the nation.
Today, we're surrounded by 4,300 handprints. These handprints represent mothers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandfathers, grandmothers, fathers, sons, and daughters who were targets of the tobacco industry. And they died.
Thanks to the efforts of tobacco control partners statewide, Amendment 35 was overwhelmingly approved by 61% of Colorado voters. While passage of Amendment 35 was a tremendous success, currently, Colorado ranks in the bottom third of the country at 34th for its per-pack state excise tax. Its tax is just 84 cents a pack, compared to states like New York at $4.35 a pack, and Massachusetts at $3.51 a pack. It may be time once again for Coloradans to rally to combat the impact and burden of tobacco use by leading a new charge to increase the tobacco tax. We know this is an effective and proven strategy that will result in many more stories of success. To access free promotional resources, visit cohealthresources.org.